Offenses seem to get off to a slow start this weekend. I'm Joe Dolan, and this is the Fantasy Points morning lineup for Monday, September 11th, 2023. A reminder that the morning lineup will air every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday morning during the NFL season, and I'm going to set a fantasy lineup with some of the most relevant fantasy news on those days. Monday after the Sunday slate of games, Thursday after the first practice reports of the week, and Saturday after the final practice reports of the week. Now, any stats you hear in this program will be from the Fantasy Points data suite, unless otherwise noted. The data suite is currently 75% off for the 2023 NFL season over at fantasypoints.com, and you can check it out with a free 7-day trial. Starting at quarterback in week 1, elite fantasy quarterbacks didn't live up to the hype. Jalen Hurts, quarterback 18. Lamar Jackson, quarterback 26. Patrick Mahomes, quarterback 4, though it was a struggle getting there. Now, what do all of these guys have in common? We have new offensive coordinators and defenses that had a full offseason to prepare for them. But it's also a reminder that, hey, look, it's week 1 for everyone. And, maybe there's something, at least in the case of Hurts, to these guys who don't play a snap in the preseason. I say it all the time. There is no such thing as a bad week 1 fantasy win, nor is there such thing as a crippling week 1 fantasy loss. And I think that kind of applies to week 1 in the NFL as well. Nobody should be checking out on the Ravens just because Lamar Jackson didn't look great in week 1. Nobody should be checking out on the Eagles because Jalen Hurts didn't look great in week 1. That also goes for the Bengals, who got shellacked by the Browns in week 1, and Joe Burrow finished dead last among starting quarterbacks on the Sunday slate. And also, Justin Fields finished as quarterback 16. It's a long season. NFL teams should look to improve. You should look to improve your fantasy team as well. But panicking after week 1, not recommended. At running back, J.K. Dobbins is out for the year. An Achilles tear is the latest major injury for a player who has had to deal with so much crap that it's hard to imagine. Now, this is exactly why Dobbins was staging a hold-in minicamps. He knew he put his body on the line, and his body has betrayed him before he was able to secure his rightful bag. Remember, the first major injury that he suffered was that massive knee injury suffered in the preseason, a game he probably shouldn't have even been playing in. And that goes back to the Jalen Hurts point. Teams would rather start slow on offense in week 1, week 2, than lose a key player during the preseason at this stage. Now, J.K. Dobbins, unfortunately, his 2023 campaign and potentially his career will end after just 10 touches against the Texans. The Ravens' search for a run game continues, and my best guess is Gus Edwards will get the first shot. He profiles as the better early down runner, and Justice Hill should be the change of pace and passing option in what is going to be a more pass-heavy attack this season. Gus didn't score 2 touchdowns, Justice Hill did, but Gus had 8 carries for 32 yards, while Hill had just 9 rushing yards on his 8 carries. This is precisely the kind of situation that Kareem Hunt and Leonard Fournette were waiting for, so I wouldn't be shocked to see the Ravens make a veteran addition in this backfield. Also at running back, we need to watch Aaron Jones' injury. The Packers star had 129 yards from scrimmage and 2 touchdowns before pulling his hamstring. There's that awful word again, if you'll remember it from the last show, on his 34-yard touchdown reception late in the game. The good news is, per the game broadcast, Jones told his teammates he was fine, and that would be wonderful news for the Packers, considering Jones had 129 yards on 11 touches, while A.J. Dillon had 36 yards on 15 touches.
It's not going, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going, nah, it ain't going to work.
Now, Dillon would obviously have big-time value if Jones misses time, but not what you want to see. At wide receiver, is Tyreek going to do it? The Dolphins star all offseason said, I want 2,000 receiving yards. Well, he's on pace for 3,655 after he and Tua Tagovailoa shredded the Chargers for 11 connections for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tua had a spectacular 2023 debut, with the Dolphins looking like one of the few sharp offenses in week 1, with Tua going 28 of 45 for 466 yards, overcoming 2 turnovers. And remember, this defense, led by Brandon Staley, this Charger defense, was the one that gave him fits last year. Round 2 goes to Tua. Now, as long as Tua is healthy, Tyreek has a real shot to finish as the overall number 1 player in fantasy. As for the rest of the Dolphins, well, I think you just got to start Jalen Waddle going forward. He had a solid game. Tyreek Hill, he is Tua's guy, and these two are going to hook up a lot more later in this season. In our other receiver spot, Deontay Johnson is yet another player with a hamstring injury. Now, the only Steeler who could separate before the Niners called off the dogs on Sunday, Deontay had 3 catches for 48 yards, but pulled off lame after the last of those catches. The Steelers ruled Deontay out quickly, and though he walked to the locker room, it was disturbing how quickly he was ruled out. Kenny Pickett was atrocious in this game, and when Deontay left after 3 catches for 48 yards, he should have had more. Pickett missed him early for a big gain, and he missed him at the end of the first half for a touchdown. And it put all that Steelers preseason hype in a coffin.
Oh my God, he's dead? No!
Coffin flop is what this game was for the Steelers.
The guys at Spectrum think I'm just some dumb hick. They said that to me at a dinner.
They're saying it's not a show, and I wish it wasn't, because the Steelers were atrocious. Now look, it was a bad matchup. The 49ers is not the team you want to play in week 1, especially when in a week when it looked like the defenses were ahead of the offenses. But Matt Canada, not endearing himself to Steeler fans after that one.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this.
In our flex spot, the Rams might have the top 2 waiver wire pickups of the week. Now, do you remember what I said in the last episode, how Puka Nacua should be rostered in deeper leagues but can't yet be started? Yeah, you should have started him. Nacua posted 10 catches for 119 yards in his NFL debut on 15 targets for Matthew Stafford in a shocking win over Seattle. That is trust from a veteran quarterback in a 5th-round rookie receiver. A Robert Woods clone, whom our Brett Whitefield called the next Amon-Ra St. Brown in terms of an underdrafted wide receiver who produced as a rookie, well, Nacua got off to a spectacular start. He should be added in all formats. It goes without saying. Also should be added in all formats, running back Kyron Williams, who paced this backfield with 52 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on 15 carries, while Cam Akers managed just 29 yards on 22 carries. And though Akers scored, Williams played double the snaps Akers did over the course of the full game. Kyron looked to be the better player, and though Akers nearly matched Kyron in second half snaps, this is clearly a split at minimum. Again, both of these players should be added in all formats. Thanks for joining me for my first Monday morning lineup of the 2023 NFL season. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more fantasy football content, hit that like button, and comment if you enjoyed this video. And you can catch me and all of our waiver wire information over at fantasypoints.com. Good luck, everyone.